technology and stuff.
2018, baby. All right, so we live,
people. Okay, I'm gonna let you take lead on this.
Yeah, for sure.
That one.
All right, so I was talking to my brother when we did our first video, and he asked me, what's the reason, what's the rationale behind the making of these videos, and I thought that was an important question to answer. Keep monitoring to see if we're getting questions online, because I can't read
off the screen. I'm watching the questions.
Yeah, these are not HD yet. So my brother asked me this question. He said, "Why are you guys doing this? What's the rationale behind it?" And I thought that would be a good place to start our Monday episode, even though it's getting late. So the question he asked me is, "Danny, why are you and Gino talking about your children? Why are you talking about family stuff?" And so where I started is Gino and I have been friends for a long time. We've known each other for, I don't know, close to 20 years, if not more. And, we both have kids. I'm married. He's not anymore. And it's like we sort of lost track. Life sort of got in the way. I got really, really busy, traveled a lot, and I sort of lost touch with my good friend. And so at first I started having conversations with him where I was talking about, so what's up with you? What's going on? This and that. And my wife reminded me that whenever we were having conversations, whenever the two of us got together and started having just casual conversations, most people, not all, but most people were, paying attention to what we were saying, and people got into our conversations. And so I thought, you know what? Instead of having this conversation, catching up with my friend, where I know that we have same values, where I know that we have similar interests, where I know that we're both intelligent, well-read individuals, I figured, you know what, let's create some content, let's document this, so two things can happen, right? Number one, I get to have conversations, I have a schedule, I have to hang out with my homie.
Yes.
And at the same time, I'm also creating legacy, right? Because I would like to have these conversations with my children, but right now they're too young for it. So I want them to know who I am right now, such that when they are older, they can listen to these things and go, oh, my dad was like me, or my dad was different, or he's not the same as he is now, or I have no idea what the future holds, but I figure it could be interesting somewhere in the future to have this person that I am today basically have conversations with my son. So that's where this officially comes from. That's the general idea behind starting Father of Three. Also, I'm like, okay, so Gino's doing the social media thing to promote his music, and truth be said, I have no idea how to promote on social media. What I do know, however, is he makes amazing music. So it would be cool, because I listen to a lot of YouTube videos and I listen to a lot of podcasts. I'm like, it would be cool to have non-generic original music. I think that would make for a beautiful backdrop painting, if you will, of the sound of the stories that we have to tell.
Yeah.
Maybe somewhere in the future it'll be funny to listen to. Maybe somewhere in the future it'll be like, oh my God, I didn't know they were so far ahead. I have no idea what's going to happen.
Cool, cool.
I figure if we create the content, and I'm hoping to do this for, at the very least, I'm committing myself to a good year, 2 years. Maybe a year and a half to 2 years, and then we'll see what happens from there. And at the worst, I'll have had fun. At the best, maybe we create something really interesting. So I'm hoping you guys get to enjoy our conversations. But Gino, what was your motivation for getting into this?
I think we're pretty much in line with our goals, desires. I guess we've always been. That's why we always click, linked. Mm-hmm. Here's what I love about the era we live in, technology-wise, right? So I work as a tech consultant for an IT firm. And I remember one day my boss came in and he had a huge box of videotape. Now, not the generic VHS tapes, like camcorder tapes.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, Gino, I need you to find a company that's going to be able to take all that stuff and put it on DVDs or on online data somewhere. I said, why? He said, because every moment I had with my youngest kids, trips, school, I filmed everything.
Wow.
And he said, I want to make sure that later on he can go back to him. Because he would film something, let's say his son Harry was in the water and, I don't know, maybe complaining about how cold the water was. And he would give him advice, tips. And he was like, you know what, I want him to be able to revisit those moments, see exactly, hear and see the things I was telling him, right?
Yeah, with the
and
perspective.
You know what? And if I was wrong, then good. Here's the history so you don't repeat it, right? And if I was right, then here's the reminder. Hey,
wow.
You should go through this. And I was listening to him and I was like, yo, that's super dope. And the reason why he wanted to change them, it was because, well, you know, back in the days, they were saying that those tapes would last forever.
Yeah,
and as IT dudes, we know it doesn't.
Yeah, they were wrong.
The tapes, they start deteriorating.
You can't watch the tapes
and
anymore.
They don't work anymore. So it's like, you need to save this data, right? And that got me thinking, what's my legacy? What am I leaving to my kids, right?
Yeah.
And knowing that getting a job or working, things don't work the same anymore, right? I read or I heard, I think, Tim Ferriss saying something really awesome. He said, in this day and age, you don't have to be the Michael Jordan of your domain, okay?
Yeah.
All you need is two things. Either you mix two different skills that aren't commonly combined together.
Yeah.
For example, if you have a diploma in IT and you combine this with a law degree, there's something amazing you can do out of this. Or you combine mastery X or skill X with public speaking.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll be a beast out of this.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me a while for me to even understand that. I would be like, whether it was when I was younger or even after I had the kids, I was always postponing for later all the ideas, dreams, and plans that I had because I was like, I'm not there yet. I'm not good enough for this. I know somebody who's higher level. I need to reach this. And if I had taken the time to document everything I was doing, it would have been an awesome lesson to learn or to teach to other people.
Yeah.
Because even in, we were talking about music, even in the time that I took away from music, I did maybe like 5 years not being in the front line, on stage, actively doing music. I was more in the background, right, making music for other people, but my own artistry, I was not showing to anybody for 5 years. And I thought, you know what, it's too late, I'm too old, I can't come back.
Yeah.
And it was my good friend, Jean-Guy Neptune, aka Jean Ducoeur, who told me, bro, I'm gonna be truthful with you. You left for 5 years, though you didn't lose anything. Come back and you'll see. And when I saw, I said, you know what? Yeah, I can do this. And that's when I started teaching rap, writing poetry to youth, because I thought they sucked. To be fair, I just thought they sucked. Holy, I'm just saying, I thought they sucked.
What do you really think?
I just thought they sucked. I thought they sucked. And I'm not, and don't get me wrong, I'm not one of those old fogies trying to say, yeah, you know, guys, trap music. You know what? Listen to whatever you want. But whatever you do, you can do it well.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be doing trap music, do it right. And there's still rules, structures, basics, etc., etc. So all that to say, I said, you know what? Let me use those gifts that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Me and you, we've always had an ease to speak in front of people.
Absolutely.
And it's not because we love the stage, technically. Me, I always say it. I actually prefer being, like, I'm a hermit. I like being home, taking care of my own stuff. I'm a geek by nature.
Yeah.
I just like being left alone.
Yeah.
But all the stuff that I do that's awesome
isn't
awesome if nobody sees it.
It's interesting that you say that because, last summer, I don't know how, I don't know why, and I don't think I've ever told anyone about this, but I found myself I found myself hosting an event. And I mean, I didn't ask anyone. It's not like I ever publicized that I would, whatever. But somebody, a good friend of mine was getting married, or at least he got married and he was doing another wedding here in Montreal. And he said, you know what, Danny, I had a host, but the host choked, and I know this is only 48 hours heads up, but I know you can do this. So can you please host my wedding? I'm like, yes, I guess. And, you know, I freestyled. I completely 100% freestyled the whole thing. It was kind of, I had fun. But I think I didn't choose to do this. It chose me, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
You know, just like I was just explaining to to some youth. It's like I'm going to be doing a public engagement tomorrow in Montreal. Like I have no, like, I didn't ask for this. I didn't choose this. I didn't plan for it. It's just over the course of many decisions, I was brought to this place where, typically people go like, Danny, explain. Like, Danny, here's the mic. Like, you make it make sense for them. So,
and here's the funny thing. You just said, right? It shows you, and you also said, like, it just came into your hands.
Yeah.
Here's the interesting part. It also means you didn't train for this, quote unquote. Traditionally, you did not train for this, but we've been trained through the day by day grind. You've been trained. I mean, people would, same thing, right? Whether it was at work or any random event, somebody would just say, you know what, just put Gino in, and he'll figure something out. This is years of going on stage to perform, right? And at a rap show. It's years of not studying properly for exams or for a presentation, and being like, I'm gonna wing it, and people telling you, no, we'll wing it, it's okay, but you need to do this, that, and the third, and you're like, you know what, I've been shown that I'm better when I go off the cuff. and okay, so, and I'm gonna say something that seems super super offbeat. So I was listening to a podcast. It's not called the Nerdist anymore. I forget the name of it. But John Cena was on that podcast.
Okay.
To promote his movie, The Blockers. I think it was it. And he was talking about the art of wrestling. And he said he's one of the last left that really goes on the moment.
Really?
The whole show, quote unquote, is not choreographed. He goes in, he sees his opponent, and let's go.
Yeah.
And depending on how the crowd reacts, who is the crowd, he personalizes it. He customizes it. He says, I'm of a dying breed.
Yeah.
People don't do that anymore. But he says, but the experience is totally different when you see that versus choreographed. Because the guy who choreographs his whole set, well, unfortunately, if the crowd didn't like part of it, you can't go right in the middle and go, okay, we're doing something else. No. You were supposed to kick me here. I'm supposed to duck. I'm supposed to, and nobody is interested. Then you're screwed.
Practice.
So that's a skill.
What's up, Fred?
I see. Oh, true. You're seeing people, right? Oh, Fred, my man. What up, bro? My man. So that's another father of three, by the way.
Is he?
He's part of the squad, man. Yup.
I guess we're gonna have to have you on, bro.
Clearly. Frédéric Bro, dope photograph. You need to holler at him. His company is Bro Photo.
Oh.
So, Fred, you just put your link down there. I authorize you. I will allow it. Just drop there. So yeah, that's what I said. My goal is really linked to what you're doing. I want to show and prove. If this can help other people, we're going to discuss many different things, struggles, because nowhere are we saying we are expert in the art. Yes, I said art of raising children, because again, it's a question of customizing.
Yeah.
If there was a book, that book would be ever changing.
Yeah.
Because
the never-ending story type of book.
Wow, bang.
The never-ending story
just
type of book.
Just to show our age.
Hold on, that's not recent?
That's not recent, my friend. That's some pure 80s baby type stuff. We're old. But yeah, we want that. We want to personalize, customize. Our kids are different. We have 3 kids each, right? And they are totally different one another.
Absolutely.
and it's a different ball game every time. We have to correct, teach, encourage, whatever, whatnot.
You know, something I was telling Steve, and it sort of dawned on me. Like if you watch the various pieces of content that exist online, I find that there's very few places where I can find adult conversations. And when I mean adult conversations, sure, like if you watch daytime television, if you've ever had a sick day or a snow day, right? I mean, you watch The View, you watch The Social, you watch like those types of shows. I find that they're very, very much oriented towards women and gossip, right? Guys are interested in different things. So adult conversations for men, I think, are lacking. There's not a whole lot of places where you hear guys having conversations, and not guys talking about girls or cars. Right, because I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a car guy, by the way. I'm a big gearhead, so I'm absolutely not undermining or trying to discriminate. What I'm saying, however, is I'm interested in having different types of conversations. I'm interested in talking about how did you deal with your struggle? How did you come through with this problem? And usually, and you know what? Every conversation I've ever had with anyone, it always comes back to the same thing, right? Well, I'm a father. Right, and I make this statement every so often. Well, I'm a father, so to me, what's more important is, right? I'm shopping for a car right now. I have to change my car. It's dead. It's dead.
Oh,
like it's.
Bevan Felix says the barbershop.
Yeah, you know what? The barbershop. Yeah, well, Bev is actually. I don't know. You remember Ricky's?
Of course.
Bev is Ricky's son.
Oh, yo, Ricky's my dude. So he's the guy. He's always talking about him. Yeah, true.
Bev is Ricky's
I'm gonna
son.
I'm gonna like that comment right there.
And you know what? I got mad love for Bev. He's been there for me and my family in difficult times. And it's gonna sound strange to say that your barber was there for you in difficult times, but there's certain things that I don't want to talk about here because it's not the I don't think it's the forum for it. But he's been there for me and my family like in good times. So big up barbershop on the corner of DeCarey and Sherbrooke. Bev's the dude. Bev's the dude.
Put that link on, my friend. Digits, contacts, put it there. Anybody can see.
Put up your Instagram or something. But yeah, so
that was a good point. The barbershop is really that's yeah.
Actually, I saw that and I'm like, the barbershop is actually the cornerstone of, and this is something that fortunately or unfortunately is different from the black and white experience. The barbershop is sort of this place, right? And I was talking about this with my mom and her husband. We were sitting around the table and I told her, like, I take my son to the barbershop not just because I want to get him a haircut. Sure, I want him to look fly, but the truth is I bring him to the barbershop because I want him to be around other men. And it's not to say we don't want to have women there, because a lot of women will bring their boys, and that's okay. It's not to say women are to be excluded from the barbershop. That's not the point. But to have men talking about, grown man things. Like, I'm not talking about, again, Carls and girls. No. We're having actual conversations. Politics may swing into it. Yeah. Actual school decisions may come into it. Like, all kinds of different situations come up. And so when those things come up, what do we, like, how do we determine, right? How do you have to have this plurality of ideas, because your idea may be good, may be wrong, right? The struggles that you have, relationships, parents, the fact of being black in North America, like all these things that you're talking about, there's no other places where you can have this conversation, and social media wants to replicate that world, but unfortunately it happens to be an echo chamber of your own opinion by design.
Feedback loop.
Right? It's a feedback loop of what you agree with. So if you want to have a different opinion, if you want to hear somebody else's point of view, you have to break out of that box, and the barbershop happens to be one of those like natural places for that information to be found. And that's one of the reasons why I absolutely love it. But yeah, I wanted to have basically a place where those types of conversations could spill out, if you will. I don't live in Montreal anymore, so I don't have my barbershop as I used to. I wanted to have other places where I could basically replicate the barbershop. But still from a perspective that's true to me. I'm not a barber. I don't have the psychiatrist skills that Bevan has, right? Because I'm sorry, I'm sure giving cuts, and Bev, you could probably speak to this for days, but By the way, you have 3 kids yet? Because, anyways, no comments. The skills that you must have listening to those stories, and people bring you on their struggles and telling you about those stories. I would love to hear those stories because, my God, I think that there's material there for years. But I love the fact of having this place where adults can talk, and it's not to talk about just music, or it's not to talk about just kids, or it's not just to talk, but it is, bottom line, it is one of the cornerstones and one of the places where all of this stuff sort of is grounded, right? Any conversation that I have when I'm talking about a car, right? Because I'm at the dealership and I'm like, this car, that car. Well, I have 3 kids, so they have to fit in the back. Not because they're with me every day. Usually they're in the family hauler, which my wife drives. But right, there's going to be situations where I'm going to have to put the 3 boys in the back, and well, they're my boys. Like, they're not particularly small, even though they are. But so such is life. And so I thought it would be cool to have a place, and I hope that through these conversations, maybe we can bring our grain of salt, right? Not necessarily a solution, not at all a solution. I hope that we can bring a platform where people can come in and bring their questions and maybe have an opinion, hear somebody else's point of view, hear what somebody else thinks, and then with Gino and me, and maybe somebody else later, or maybe through the community chat, comments, whatever, people can talk, and eventually good things will come out of it. Or at the very least, I hope good things will come out of it. That's the spirit where
the possibility is there, the opportunity is there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the fun part.
Yeah.
And we're not, how could I say it? We're doing it for other people. We're also doing it, like you said, for ourselves.
Yeah.
Because even for me, it's good to know that the challenges that I go through, other people are also going through.
Yeah.
Or if they're not, then I'd be happy to have their solutions, right? So if it could be a hub where we receive all these things, we can sift through and be like, oh, well, you know what? This seems to be working for a majority of us.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put it to the front and be like, hey, this could help X amount of people.
Yeah.
And then we can branch out and see what happens next, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about our kids right now? Do you want to go deeper into that?
Yeah.
What you want to hit?
Yeah.
What subject you want to hit today?
The boys.
Real quick.
My 4-year-old has recently been obsessed. Eli has recently gotten obsessed with his birthday and birthday parties and birthday celebrations.
How old is he?
Eli's 4. His birthday's in August. And so both William and Eli, right, they're kind of in the same problem. And if you have young kids, you probably know what I'm going to say. Because William's birthday is in early September, and he's changed schools a few times. So now maybe next year it might get better. But effectively, at the beginning of the year, there's not a group of people yet that he has that are like steady and to say like and say like, I'm gonna send my invitations to these boys, and you know what I mean, like organize the birthday party. The thing is we're kind of blessed. My brother has 4 kids, so whenever the 4 kids come, it's a party. It's a party, because I mean, effectively, when his 4 kids plus my 3 kids, that's 7 kids. Like, if somebody else comes, great. If nobody else comes, who cares? There's 7 kids in the house. At that point, like it's usually enough.
Yeah.
Well, there's 6, and then there's the 7th, the baby. But typically, when the kids are over, when they come, it's a celebration. We love having them over. They love coming over. It's awesome. But it's super funny to see that neither Eli or William have ever had a birthday party like the traditional party where you go to a place and you have your little invitation sent, and set like you invite 5 friends and your 5 friends come over, and then you have a party with them. Like we've never done that because of the date at which. But Eli's been invited to all those birthday parties. And so what I'm trying to do now, and it's super awkward, by the way, when you live in a different city and you don't have like your childhood friends, that you start buddying up to the otother kids' parents and go, hey, so do you think I can have your number? Because I'd like for our kids to play together. Dude, it's so awkward.
You know what? Okay, so that's awesome. We stumbled on something interesting here. You need to tell me this.
Yeah.
And I have a hard time thinking that you're not awesome at this because, wait for it, you've never had any trouble catching the ladies.
All right. All right. All right.
So isn't that similar? Do you have a parent pickup line? I just want to know. I want to know. Ask your girlfriend.
You know what? Okay, so I had my savage days. I'm not there anymore. I'm a dad. I'm not like. But the thing is, and it's super awkward, approaching women, especially because usually at those parties, the moms go. The dads usually don't. Exactly. So I'm one dad, right? And then the kids go, "Oh my God, your kids are so cute. Oh my God." Yeah. Whereas his mom, I'm like, she's home nursing.
Yeah.
The third.
Away from me, Jezebel, temptress.
Okay. But that's an actual thing, and it actually happens because you're the dad, and then it's the other way around. It's not you trying to make other dad or mom friends. It's more like the moms are trying to, hey, I haven't seen you around. Yeah. Are you new to the neighborhood?
Soccer moms.
Yeah. Oh God, soccer moms.
Bring it. He must have stories. There are hidden stories right there. Oh Lord!
All names shall remain hidden for protection of the innocent. Oh my God, yes, it's happened a few times that a couple of moms were like, "Hey, you're obviously strong. I have some shelves to install, and I was wondering if you could help me."
Yes.
I'm like, no.
Bad porno scenario right there.
Casting couch type of stuff.
There you go.
But no, real talk though, like it's happened a few times, and no, I am not good at it because unlike you might think, I'm not good at meeting new people. I am not good at it. I usually work from a script. I work from a script. Gee, I know this may sound awkward, but I usually work from a script, and that script is a work script. All right. I have the answer to almost like in my work. I work in sales. I meet a bunch of new people all the time, and like I said, the script that I have in my head is a work script. Hi, how's it going? Blah blah blah, and it sounds like very casual conversation, but my conversation is actually leading to a sale. Like it's not really casual. No, it's not really casual.
It has the illusion.
Yeah, but it's not
being casual.
It's not. I have a hard time. Like I talk to people as if I've always known them. That is. If I've ever had a pickup line, by the way, that's my pickup line. Yeah. I always talk to somebody like, and by the way, it's the funniest thing to do. And if you, oh my God, I'm giving pickup tricks.
Hey, you legit are in a position where you can.
Yeah.
Because it's not as if you're going to turn around and say, oh no, now they're going to know all your tricks. You're not using them, dude.
Yeah.
You're just sharing, and sharing is caring. Where's my notebook? So yeah, just what?
Yeah, you start a conversation with a perfect stranger as if you'd known them forever. So instead of asking the basic conversations of what do you do for a living, where are you at, that's boring. Nobody wants to hear that.
True.
On the flip side, if instead you talk to somebody going, hey, how's your day? It first off, it jars the person because in their mind they're wondering, do I know this person and just forgot about him? Right? So this off balanceness exactly. It creates this awkwardness, and with the awkwardness, if you press on without pressing, but if you push forward, right, all of a sudden, no, not what's your favorite color? Come on,
movement.
Come on, no,
it'll work.
No, it won't. No, it won't. Because again, talk to someone as if you knew them, Rue. As if you knew them. No, Mo.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Mo.
Rue got in. Yeah. His brother got in right afterwards.
So, no, don't. What's your favorite color? What you want to have? You want to have a casual conversation. How's your day going? I love what you're wearing today. You have a casual conversation with someone as if you've known them for a long time. What happens then is, as the conversation unravels, then you're already talking about making plans. If you haven't talked about it yet, you're already talking about making plans. Now, if you are going for the move, then the move is to say, so what are you doing next? Do you want to go grab a coffee? Do you want to go grab a drink? Right?
Fun thing, just because I like playing with, he said, what's your favorite color?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so if what's your favorite color is not a good quote unquote pickup line,
yeah,
then what's the color you hate actually is.
Holy smokes.
That's freestyle right there.
Yeah, that's
because
good.
if you start a conversation, you know what I hate? You automatically people will, yeah, what about that? And if you fall on something that they hate,
Yeah.
yo, you're in. That you're completely in. Especially, you know how ladies love hating on something or someone. Yes, I said ladies because it's a fact.
Yeah, guys are.
You go to a lady and say, oh my gosh, what is she wearing? Promise. She's like, oh, that opens up the floodgates. Most prominent, clearly. Let me see what Will says. What he's saying is tell that soccer mom. Alright, so Lord. Okay, so just because when we're gonna push it on the audio, they're not gonna understand. So I have to say it. So she said, bro, what he's saying is tell that soccer mom, oh, your favorite color is black, huh?
No.
Dude,
see, here's the thing you have to
like this. I'm gonna like this one.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Stop it.
But I do.
Stop it now. So here's the
do.
reason why, Mo, you can't do that. We have kids that are either in the same school soccer team or some kind of an activity. And so as soon as I open that up, then
screwed.
Yeah, but not me. My son is going to be the one that everybody looks at. He's that dad's. Like, I don't want that. What I want, ideally, is remain the same anonymity as when I pick up my kids in the car, right? I'm the dad in the car. That usually is very loud. I want to be that dad. I'm that dad. That's
Why?
the dad.
Why do you want to be loud?
Because nobody talks to that guy.
Oh, okay.
People leave him alone. And, like, I hate that sentence, no new friends. I hate it. But at the same time, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, I am 36. I'm not looking to make new friends. You know what I mean?
But yet you are.
But I'm not.
But yet you, because there's a goal at the end. By the way, Mo, I just have to say what Mo. Truth is, doesn't really matter what you say. The girls know within the first 7 seconds if she's down or not.
Yeah.
That's actually a known fact. It's a sad known fact, but important information that you need to keep in your pockets when you're searching for the one.
So meeting parents.
Go.
Okay, when you're married, right? Because then you can't just be friends, right? Your spouses also have to be friends,
Yeah.
right? And your kids have to be friends.
Yes.
So when I say no new friends, like, I need to qualify this because it's complicated.
Yeah. We're not just repeating Drake lyrics right
No.
now. Because we ain't soft. Okay. We ain't soft.
All right, so this needs to be qualified properly. All right,
No.
It's not that I don't want to meet new people. It's not that I don't. No, that's not what it is. It's because I know that there are so many different levels. There's so many different layers, right?
Mm-hmm.
One, I have to make time to see you outside of work, and I don't work in an office. Right? I don't work. It's not like I go to the same office and we'll see each other at the water cooler and then one day after work we'll go grab a beer. That's just not my reality. My reality is today I'm in Montreal, tomorrow I'm in London, Ontario. Right? That's my reality. So it's not reasonable for me to have this kind of a relationship with someone. In order for me to remain friends with someone, it requires a certain level of maintenance, and there's very few people that I can actually maintain with. What would it be? Can you read the last comment from Andrew?
Give me a sec. I'll get back to
Daniel, what would it be like for an English boy to meet the in-laws? Yeah. What would it be like? So funny story, right? So Andrew is actually somebody that I met through work. We became friends. Been friends for a few years. We've gone through a couple of, I'll call them adventures. Is that appropriate, Andrew? Would you consider those adventures, like that night in Amsterdam? Like, I think that qualifies. Or yeah.
Did you say that night in Amsterdam?
Yeah. Yeah, I said that night in Amsterdam.
There's some stories up in this one.
Yeah, there's a few stories. There's a few good ones. There's a few I won't repeat anywhere. Yeah. So, Andrew is from British Columbia. I don't know how. I don't know why. And I mean, I love Andrea. I really do. But I don't know how. I don't know why. He found like the one girl in BC that's from Saguenay. All right? And he married her. She's a beautiful woman. She's brilliant, super talented. But that's not the point. He found the girl. And so, as any proper gentleman, when you're going steady, right? Because that's what that's called, right? When you get serious in a relationship, you got to go visit the family.
Yeah.
Right? So my boy...
That's different.
Born in, Winnipeg? Born in Manitoba, lived in Alberta, moves to BC, finds a girl from Quebec, has to travel with her to visit her family. And I'm not sure like what really the point is, because there's obvious like and serious language barrier there. But you know, being a gentleman that he is, does the trip, goes, and I'm like, okay, so since you can't speak the language, some of them will. Most of them will look at you like you're, you're an asshole because you don't speak the language. So you need to break the ice with a joke. And what did I tell him to say? I'm like, whenever somebody speaks to you in French, just say oui, non, grippe. Right? Now, this is kind of awkward because because most francophones that don't speak any French, most francophones that don't speak any English will say, well, all I could say is yes, no, toaster. So I basically told him to say that
in reverse.
And some people didn't get it. Most people got it. The people that did cracked up, and so he broke the barrier. The idea of breaking the I don't know you barrier through humor is effectively what I'm. It's a similar, not too dissimilar approach than what I'm recommending here. But the idea of meeting, it worked. Yeah, you married her. You married her, and the family accepted you. So yes,
that's some great tips right there.
Yeah, hot tips. Yeah, but my boy, like, it's just meeting parents, like having this. Let's have a couple friends. Like that's not easy, man, because there's so many different layers of complexity. Are our parenting styles similar? Will you freak out if you're at my house and I discipline my kids? Will you like these are real things?
Yeah, no, that's important.
And so when I say no new friends, it's not to say that I don't want to make new friends. It's more to say that I'm wondering whether or not it makes sense for me to open myself up to meeting people and just potentially exchanging with them. Will it work? Will it not? Will they like me? Will they not? Will they like my wife? Will they respect my wife? You know what I mean? Like, and then, yeah, there's so many different layers of complexity. And Andrew, you'll see soon enough.
Rula just said, Andrew, just ask Gino, Haitian guy meets Lebanese in-laws with language and cultural differences. He has a PhD in this ish. It's true. I was actually gonna say she really put it to the forefront at a moment where I was gonna mention it. Dude, when I'm married into the family,
yeah,
it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
It's a whole different language, different culture. First of all, Arab people, everybody. So there's levels, right?
Yeah.
In any language, there's subtleties and there's dynamics. You know, sometimes you have to say things loud. Sometimes you have to say them softly. I'll be frank with you. I don't know of any Arab person that can murmur.
Really?
I don't know.
They don't whisper?
They don't whisper. Everything is loud. Anything and everything is loud. There is no volume levels. There's only one. There's 10. And if you're gauging their mood by the volume, you're screwed.
Yeah.
You're completely screwed. Because at some point there's a conversation and things like they just escalate. And you're worried. You know what's going on. I remember the first time Rula brought me to an Arab restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay, Arab joint. It was called Crésus back in the days, right? It's closed down, unfortunately. She brings me there. Now, understand, I'm not used to being around a whole bunch of Arab people. I'm already the only black person in the spot.
Yeah.
Okay? That's the only time where a black person looks at a white person across the room and we're like, yeah, we're feeling the same way right now. Because that white chick at the end of the room is like, I don't know what's going on right now. So I'm sitting down. The food is awesome. So at least there's that. My belly's full, right? And that's the first thing I learned. You know when they say, when you're learning a new language, you learn all the bad stuff? No, I was learning all the food. Because whatever happens, if I'm lost, okay? If I'm in pain, if I'm having difficulties, I want to be able to tell them, I need to eat chicken. If I can say that, I'm saved. So I'm learning the food and the language that goes with the food.
Of course.
And out of nowhere, this woman comes in, lightly dressed, and she's shaking her belly and her tummy, and she's dancing, and I'm like, what's going on? and then she goes around and she goes beside men, and men are putting money, and I'm like, oh my Lord, you brought me to an Arab strip club. I don't understand what's going on. And then I'm like, what's gonna happen? And then I see this. I see this woman that's wearing a hijab, and she's putting in money. I'm like, oh my Lord, what's the word for this? It's haram. It's haram. What's going on? No, you have to understand. No, it's a belly dancer, and a belly dancer is a complete different thing than a strip club, or a strip club dancer, right? A pole dancer. But if you just go from the surface, for me, it's going to be the same thing. So if we're just talking about that's just a little anecdote, just a little small thing, just to show the difference in perspective and everything whatnot. So when I was catapulted inside of the family, and I love him. Father-in-law, forget it. He's closer to me than my own father, for real.
Wow.
And I love the dynamics, but dude, it's a different thing. So yeah, we could speak a long time just about those mixes and whatnot. Let me just catch what people said in the comments. No, Jej, Momo knows. I said Jej. Jej is chicken in Arabic.
Yeah.
Jej, that's my favorite word. He kept telling me every time I go to your folks, I feel dead at the party. Yeah, I feel deaf because I never know what's going on.
Yeah,
you're like, okay, so they're talking, and you need to pick up some of stuff because now, are they talking about me? Are they not talking about me? Is the fact that they're not talking about me a good thing or a bad thing? Dude, you don't know where you're going at. So back to what you were saying about making parent friends.
Oh, dude, it's so awkward. It is so awkward.
Battle, man.
What makes it more awkward is you would think that people that have similar culture to you would be easier, but it's the exact opposite. It's harder. It's actually harder. It is, like, real talk. The fact of meeting somebody and going like, oh, well, you're Haitian, I'm Haitian, or you're you're black, I'm black, or no. Just because you have similar origins does not mean your values line up. Yo, you have no idea how many times I've went to people's houses and I like straight up see like. So I'm from a very, very Christian family, and some people are very, very secular. But I walk into somebody's house and I straight up see like some voodoo signs in the house, and I didn't grow up with this stuff. I grew up with this stuff is bad, it's gonna kill you or whatever. And so I see this and I freak out, right? Because I don't know this stuff. But what I'm saying is the reality is every house you walk into is like it's a different country. Right, it comes in with certain barriers, and some will be more obvious than others. But the reality is it requires a certain level of adaptation, and it requires a certain investment in energy, time, acceptance, openness. Right, and when I say no new friends, what I mean is I don't necessarily have all that energy. Like it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah. I got my kids to deal with. They take a lot of energy, time, space, mentally, emotionally, and whatever. And like when somebody comes in and they come at you, sometimes with all of their baggage, and they lay it at your feet, you're like, ha.
Where are we going with this? Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm the guy with the loud car at the pickup line when I pick up my kids. You understand?
Yeah.
It's not necessarily that I don't want it. It's not that I specifically I don't want to talk to people. It's just that not right now. Just maybe another day. You know, maybe in a different circumstance. Maybe at the kids' recital, I have time. I'll be here for a couple of hours. I can take the time. I'll give you some time. I'll listen to you. You listen to me. Somebody made a comment to me, and I don't like it. Cut through me completely because she made this statement, and like I said, it like cut right
Boom.
to my heart. I'll always remember this. My friend Regine, Ted's sister.
Yeah.
She was not doing too well, and we were literally just passing by. I said, "Hey, how you doing?" And then she said, you know. And I grabbed her, like I'm stopping what I'm doing. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'll catch up with you guys. I was with some work friends, and I'm like, no, like we need to have a conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
See, some people, and she said that she said, Danny, when you ask somebody how they're doing, you don't just ask out of politeness. You ask because you want to know.
That's right.
I can't have a superficial conversation. I wasn't built. I'm not able to.
You have to delve inside of the situation. Yeah.
If you have a problem and I asked you, I will listen. I will put the full weight of my whatever the hell I got behind trying to solve it for you, right? I can't do it any other way. So when I say no new friends, what I actually mean to say is I have a difficult time getting into a conversation with someone and not actually getting to the bottom of it with them, if they so choose to. If somebody opens up, then I will open up too. And if they so when I meet somebody that's a pure stranger, my first reaction is, you know what I mean, like, hold up. Not right now.
Yeah.
Right now I'm looking after my kids.
So you don't have the energy to do that with just anyone or everyone.
Yes.
And that's why you're choosy. You're
yes,
picky.
I'm very picky.
In whom you're going to spend that time with.
Yes.
Because you know the minute you connect, and I understand that because it means there's a commitment part of it, right? So commitment works with differently, but when you get committed with someone, let's say you get married with someone, you get in a relationship with someone, there's an assumption of a level of commitment with them, right?
Yeah.
And that means there's a responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
So once you know there's responsibility, there's weight.
Of course.
There's a burden.
It weighs heavy.
And it can be a burden of love, but sometimes it's not. It goes both ways. So I totally agree with you. And I want to put some emphasis on something you said. You said, it's not because, let's say, you meet with someone and we're both Haitians, that it means that automatically we're going to agree or connect.
Yeah.
Hence why, even for me as a Haitian person, and we just outlined the fact that with Arab people, it was so different for me. But at the same time, it was also super close to me.
Yeah.
Because when I got inside of that family, I was able to find some values pretty similar or even the same, right? And I can, that's a floor I can walk on.
Yeah.
I remember when Rula was telling me, like, oh, my dad doesn't want me to go out after this time.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, awesome, by the way. My mom's not letting me go out at that time either. And I'm a guy.
Yeah.
Right? So you think, oh, yeah, boys, we can let him go. No. You can't cross the street. I can't either.
Yeah.
We understand.
Yeah.
My white friends, they were like, oh, why can't you go sleep over? Oh, sorry. We don't do sleepovers.
No, we don't do that.
It's not something we do. And that could be just that. That's another conversation.
Yeah.
Because the way things are now are different than in the past.
But are they though? I don't think they are. I think that there's certain
they
things
get treated differently. By the way, I still apply the same thing. I still say the same things to my kids, right? I couldn't do sleepovers.
Yeah.
And it's not as if I missed them. I didn't know him, so I didn't miss him. Sometimes the kids would tell me, oh yeah, but it'd be awesome, we could do this, that, and the third. Okay, cool. But we just don't do that, so I'm cool with that. Now, with how, I was going to say hybrid, but you know, now that all the kids are mixed up, the values also get blended.
Yeah.
So you get more and more kids. Like when my kids are asking me, again, I didn't have a lot of kids that would ask me for sleepovers. But now, even amongst the black people, see,
Yeah.
there's some black people or black kids that are, yeah, we're totally doing sleepovers. You should come. So now, how do you treat that? Do you start ciphering through by, okay, well, it's not okay if it's white people that are asking you for a sleepover, but black people, yes?
No,
that doesn't work, right?
No.
So,
no. So
see
to
what
me,
that's a challenge.
So to me, you know, if my kids are coming over to your house, we are coming over to your house.
Yes, we.
I always found that funny whenever I saw people inviting me to a party, and they're like, okay, well, drop your kids off here, give me your phone number, and I'm like, what?
Let's think about it.
No, listen, my offspring is in your presence.
In your hands, yeah.
I don't know you from Sunday. Like, I don't know you like that. I'm not just going to leave you with my children.
Yeah, I'll stick around.
I'm staying right here. I'm not going to say it like that because that sounds kind of...
That's rude.
Because I am 6'1" and 300 pounds. Like, it could be... You know what I mean? Cool. So I'll go like, do you need some help? I'm sure I can give you a hand. Maybe I can help with the barbecue.
That's slick.
I'm being very polite about it.
Yeah.
And if the matter is pressed further, I'll simply say, well, I'd feel more comfortable if I was there to give you a hand. How many? Or I'll ask it. And I live in Ottawa now, so there's a little legalese that gets behind it. What's the adult to children ratio?
Whoa, say that again.
What's the adult to children ratio?
Adult to children ratio.
Yeah, because I can lend a hand.
Let me go take a sip of that tea right now.
Woo! Like, let me lend a hand, and sometimes the children are a handful. You know what? Last year, Dom decided to have a birthday party for Eli and William because she was just about to have Ishan. And she decided, okay, you know what? We're going to have a party. We're going to get an inflatable game. And it's going to be wild. I'm inviting everyone. I'm ordering a bunch of food. It's going to be crazy, right? And so a bunch of kids turn up. All of Eli's little daycare friends come. And one of the moms dropped off her son. And she said, do you mind keeping an extra eye on him? Because, sometimes he chokes a little. She said, without missing a beat, please keep an extra eye on him because sometimes he chokes a little. And then, so I'm freaking out inside because obviously somebody says something to me and I feel in confidence, right? Quite evidently, I have to tell every other adult in the room, please keep an extra eye on this child, because he chokes a little. Super funny. Your cousin and his wife were there. When she heard this, she's like, I'm not letting my son play with him. Because she understood he chokes a little. Okay. That's what she understood. No. He has... swallowing, he can choke. So be careful. Keep an eye on him. This is beautiful. Wait, but her reaction was like, he's not playing with my boy.
Okay, you know what? Okay, I didn't think about it this way. True. So just imagine the silence, right? Because here's how I'm seeing it. It would be like me dropping Elijah at a party.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, awesome party. Okay, so listen, just before I drop him off, I just want to give a couple of instructions. Sometimes he goes into a demonic rage, he'll pull out his personal knives and start slashing people randomly. Put him in a room, he'll wait it out. After maybe 20 to 20 minutes, he'll calm down, he'll be back to normal. We're working on this, getting exorcism, cost of exorcism quite high right now. So yeah, just if you see him, the eyes roll out to the back.
Yeah.
He pulls out the knives. Murder. So just be careful about that.
Just put him in a room.
Exactly.
He'll be fine.
But it's cool. It's cool.
But the
wow.
it's wild. And that's what I mean when I say so you're supposed to just deal with everybody's kids. And just because your kids get along with their kids does not mean, one, that they're sane. Right? It's not a qualifier for sane at all. But worst, it's there's some scary stuff there's some scary stuff people say. Like, that is probably like one for the ages. Watch him. He chokes a little. I will remember that line for the rest of my natural life. And yeah. And then she gives me her phone number and leaves. She gives me her phone number and leaves. By the way, my son chokes a little. Have a good one. Like, anyways. So when I say that culturally different, making parent friends is not that easy. Common sense is not that common. And yeah, that was...
and by the way, me, I'm still at the choke a little. And my next question would have been, define little. Can we define little? Because choke a little for me is... that's a cough for me.
Yeah.
Maybe for him, choke a little, like he's going full blown, like, so what's you? People are like, no, stay away. He
cool. Chokes a little.
It'll come through. That's, yo. And so what I was mentioning to me, you seem to forget the kid that you had to follow with his lotion and his EpiPen.
Oh, yeah.
Because he had allergies. You know what? Okay, so let's talk just a little bit of
kids' parties.
Yeah. And the challenge that comes out of it, right?
Yeah.
So I am lucky, blessed that me and Rula, the children we have, are perfectly healthy.
Yeah.
Okay? Unless you count the fact that they are noisy and annoying.
Yeah, but that's
sometimes
healthy.
/ always.
That's healthy.
So, but they're healthy,
yeah.
Right? So we were quite surprised when the older they would get, the more diverse friends would get.
Yeah.
And then we get into different situations. For example, kids that have really, really huge allergies.
Yeah.
Whether it's fruits, peanut butter.
Fruits.
Yes, dude, bruh. I've learned of a kid that was allergic to chicken, and for me,
what?
Bro, it is possible. That's things I did not. And this is how.
So he's in the hospital, right?
No, but hear
he's under ICU, right?
Hear me out. This is when I realized how
Yo, chicken is life.
First of all, yes.
Chicken is life.
And second of all, this made me realize how awful the world can be.
Yeah.
And the devil is alive.
Yeah.
It's for me, it's a curse.
Yeah.
I think it's spiritual.
Yeah.
I think something happened in your past that made it so that your offspring be allergic to chicken. See, because veganism is a choice, but being allergic to chicken, that's
deep. That's sad, actually. Is he
sad.
also allergic to turkey, or
that's
just
a good
chicken?
question.
Because that would probably be my my first question. Yeah, because you have to.
Is there an alternative?
Is there an alternative to chicken?
Or do we have to feed you tofu?
No, so poultry, yo. I can't imagine a life without
chicken segue. By the way, I didn't announce a chicken segue. Yes.
Yeah. Chicken segue.
Oh, wait, is there an exit coming? Chicken segue. It was just So chicken segue for a second. Yes. Alternative.
No. So there's this thing that I just remembered. It just re-entered my mind, and this is completely off topic, but I have to talk about it. Gino was so ridiculous in our youth that he actually convinced someone. Believe me, don't believe me. I have proof. I have people that can attest to this. Gino actually convinced someone that chicken grew in trees called chicken trees. He photoshopped very poorly photoshopped a chicken upside down from a tree, and this girl bought it. She bought it hard.
I did not do this only to one person. I actually did that to 3
Holmes.
girls. I did that to 3 girls.
Holmes.
I can't.
Like I remember back at that time, Dom and I were just dating, and I think she smacked me upside the head. She was like, "You're wrong. You can't do that. You're not supposed to abuse people's confidence this way." Like it was bad. Like she was mad. She was properly mad.
Okay, but here's the thing. I remember doing that one. I did that one 3 times, right? 3 people, and every time I do it, this is like it is like a comedian that's working through a skit, right?
Yeah.
And it gets better and better because now you're adding to it. So the first time I did it and I saw it work, I told the guys, and then they got into it. So by the third time that I did the story,
Yeah.
it was profound because none of us were laughing. All four of us, right? So Eric / Preach was there. My cousin Sherry was there. You, me.
Yeah.
And now we know the routine.
Yeah.
So they're like, they're dead serious. Yeah, chicken trees.
Of course, chicken trees.
And then I explained to the chick, because you're thinking, it's ridiculous. No. That's when I go and I explain, you need to know of the ancestry, the origin of the chicken tree. So first of all, I get into explaining to you, you know Colonel Sanders.
Oh, God.
Right? Who first started the KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken chain, right? They said, yes. I said, cool. So do you remember the picture that you see at every KFC? It's him, right? All dressed in white. And I said, first of all, the Colonel Sanders is Haitian. And they would tell me, no, he's not Haitian. I said, yes. Well, obviously not. He's white. I said, no. He's albino. That's different. Look at the white hair everywhere, all the white. He's albino. He's actually of Haitian descent. And then I would explain. So in spring, right? And then the trees, and then you have the white balls of pollen going around. And I would tell people this is not pollen; it's actually chicken feathers. And this is the way it travels through great distance to plant themselves, right, and blossom to make more chicken trees. But the evil white man is going through everything and trying to ravish all the tasty chicken that was like I said first started in Haiti. And I'm going through this, and the guys are like, yeah, of course, it's knowledge. They're going like, I can pull you the information from the internet right now because the information is right there, and then you're mesmerized because you're like, oh shoot, I was laughing, then I thought it was stupid, but now the numbers add up. You don't understand that we're totally playing on you. So yeah, I'm revealing the secret right now. But if I really wanted to, we could go hours.
You realize this is a 10-year-old joke, and I bet you
it would still work because you were talking about the echo chamber.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Okay, there's a point to the story. It's because of who's surrounding you.
Yeah.
Let me give you back the story of the theory of threes.
Yeah.
Which is, if I'm alone in a club and I'm making a dance move. Let's say my dance move is this. If I'm alone doing this, I look dumb. If two of us do like this, we look awkward.
Yeah.
But if there's three of us, this is a routine. This is a dance move. This is dope.
Yeah.
If we're all three doing like this, we're dope. Technically, seriously, if all alone somebody did a dab, it looks stupid. It's because we saw Migos all three doing it that it makes sense. Migos makes sense because they're three. There, I said it. Trap music works by three. Wait a second. It actually
does.
The rhythm is.
You know what? You know what? You just cracked the code.
It actually works.
You just
I didn't
cracked the
even
code.
think about it. The music theory
Anyways.
behind it. It works by three. Lord.
It works by three.
Now we going too deep on this one. If anybody is still watching, can somebody tell me how long we've been doing this? We can't keep you guys forever. And I have no way of knowing, actually.
I don't know either.
This is such a failure of the
platform?
app. Yeah. Or it's because I don't know where it is.
If you tap the screen, doesn't it say? There you go.
Garlic, man.
Yeah.
You're smart. It's the glasses.
Yeah,
it's sharp. It's been an hour and 4 minutes. We've been over for 4 minutes. Let's wrap it up real quick. Your chicken story reminded me of the Davis case. I'm gonna have to go check that, Fred. I have to check this out. Yeah, we've been over now, and that's when Thierry comes in.
Of course it is.
Dude.
Yes, he's been watching. Don't worry.
Yes, okay. So Thierry needs to go back, listen to the video once it's posted.
Yeah.
And then go validate that all the information we just gave, including the chicken story, is true.
Yeah.
So that people know that I'm not BSing you guys.
There's probably a girl right now going around looking for a chicken tree. There's probably a girl right now talking to a farmer going, hey, I just got some land and I'm trying to plant some chicken trees.
Yes.
Because I'm tired of buying them and I'd like to have some organic
chicken fingers. Like, can I get some chicken C's, please?
There's a girl right now at Home Depot asking everybody, goes, oh my God, you don't know anything? Chicken's from Haiti, and I know I can grow it in my house. Like, I can grow it.
I've been told we need to plant them in October, about the same time as the pumpkin spice latte come out at Starbucks.
During pumpkin spice latte.
Exactly. We need them seeds. Just the timing, man. All right, so we're going to wrap this up because we're going to need to go film some other episodes for you guys to listen while my boy's here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wrap it up for now.
Guys, thank you very much for coming. Really appreciate the support. Like, I'm starting to see the channel grow. The YouTube channel is growing. The SoundCloud channel is growing. The presence on our Facebook group is growing. So thank you very, very much. Greatly appreciate all your love and support. If you like this, please comment, share, give us your thoughts, give us your ideas, and perhaps give us some ideas for new subjects. If you thought the conversation was helpful, share it with people. If you thought it was stupid, tell us it was dumb.
It probably was. We're honest.
Yeah,
it probably was.
It probably was. Most of it was.
Let me put the link to all that stuff, by the way, where you can find us.
So thank you. We're on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, I don't know, all the podcast platforms that you follow.
YouTube. You said YouTube.
And we're already on YouTube as well. Father of Three everywhere. And we're also on Twitter. So and Instagram, because we got that kind of free time. So like, share, subscribe. If you love this, let us know. And guys, it's Father of Three, I guess. Peace.
Okay,
how do I end this thing?
You go and finish, and then